Jake versus Nate is a million years away, 2 million years away. I really wish they wouldn't have announced this. It's a disappointment to me to know about something and then have to wait. What'd they say, guys? Is it August that we're waiting for? It was something bad. It was way out there. And I only bring that up. That's very common. That's very traditional. A lot of time boxing doesn't do it that way. Floyd Mayweather did not do it that way. He's the only one. But Floyd would announce 5 to 5.5 weeks prior to being in the ring. He would train for 10 to 12 weeks. He would be in training camp. And so would his opponent before he ever told us that they were going to fight. It was fun. I'll use Jake Paul himself. He announced, Jake did, in February, somewhere in February, he announced that he was going to box Tommy Fury. In February. The announcement came somewhere in February, and the fight happened somewhere in February. And it was fun. It was fun to not have to wait. And I made a piece on this yesterday, if you think I sound redundant. I'm giving you a little backstory, because then I heard from people involved in the organization process why this happened, and they let me know there's going to be 4 press conferences leading into this match. And rankings came out today, 2-1 favoring Jake Paul. So this is all the info that we have. And I got to tell you, I'm not sure they have what they think they have. I'm just not sure that this is what they think that it is. I'm a supporter. I'm going to support it. Right now I'm kind of giving it a hard time because it's a million years away. I truly wish they hadn't have done that. And they got a hold of me to let me know that the reason they're announcing it so early is because they're going to do 4 press conferences. But there again, that's not good news. What are you planning to hold one a month? You're going to hold, there's a fight every single Saturday. Most Saturdays, there's 2. Some Saturdays, there's 4. We're going to hold a press conference once a month. You know how fast that's going to be lost in the shuffle? That's just an interesting concept for me. I think the 0, the and O that Jake had was an important piece of this. That now Diaz is coming over to stop it, to stop the hype train, to clear up, to make everything obvious and right with the combat world, that this is an actual sport, that you have to start young in life to perfect, and not just because you're a tough guy with some money that can hire the right trainers and spend a little time in the gym when you're not making YouTube. That's not going to work. Right, but that was part of the story. And it's not there anymore. Now, this fight works. There's no bigger fight announced for boxing. I'm not trying to throw cold water on this. I'm just sharing for you. I don't think they have what they think they have. And if you're bringing in the actual fighter, but he's a 2-1 dog, I will just tell you, it surprises me, right? Boxing is either real or it's not. And there's a lot of evidence that it's not. And it disappoints me. Boxing is my second favorite sport. I've always believed it is a science. I've always believed it does take a long time. I've always believed those combinations, those skills, and those footwork, and some of these buzzwords that you hear, that those are real. But when you get a guy like Conor McGregor who's never done it, he goes a half hour with the greatest to ever do it, it becomes a problem. And you start going, well, maybe it's not. Maybe these things that I believed and dedicated my life to, maybe they're not real. Right? People have to have this realization. Every karate person had it. Every karate. In 1993, when they set that octagon up the first time and had people actually fight, every karate person in the world swallowed real deep and goes, oh my God. I'm not a very tough guy. I'm not a very dangerous guy. I'm not an equipped, unarmed combatant like I thought I was. It was a really hard thing. The whole plan of the UFC, just to remind you this as a history lesson, was that you were going to get all the Aikido students in the world to come out and watch. All the Judo, all the Kung Fu, all the Wing Chun, whatever that is. All the Jeet Kune Do, if you can find any. But they were all going to support it. And it was just the opposite. When they all realized they suck, their leaders told their students, do not watch, do not support it. Our skills are so dangerous. We cannot send our right representatives in there. Somebody could die. So we send these bottom rung representatives. And we ask them to hold back. I mean, it's just a lie, right? It's the world. The world we live in is all based and predicated on lies. This was just a really interesting one that disappointed people, and they did not watch. You do not have the local karate school coming out to the fights on Saturday night. It is the last thing their instructors want them to see. And I didn't know that we were going to have to also deal with this in the world of the boxer. I thought the boxer had an actual skill set. But you guys are saying no. I'm not saying no. You're saying no. 2-1, you're saying no. You're saying it's not real. Those years and years and those combinations and all that experience and all that time and all those actual fights and all those weigh-ins in training camp don't equal jack. 2-1, you went the other way. And we're going to have 4 press conferences, I guess. I'm open to it. I'm not hating on them. I'm really not. I just don't believe that they have what they think they have. On the other side of that, it is the biggest boxing fight announced. And I would bring that to another point for you. When you have world champions that are sitting out, I'm not going to bring my skills. I'm not going to bring myself. We've got 2 of them right now. One is called Deontay Wilder. One is called Francis Ngannou. But they have a belief inside of them that I am the best. I have proven that I am the best. And therefore, people are going to want me. They're going to want me because they need me. And they're going to need me because they want to make their product the best that they can. And that is me. And that is not the way anybody thinks. I have seen people do this time and time again in every industry thinking it. I've seen actors do this that end up out of work and don't get nominations and don't come to the award show and nobody watches their stuff on DVD because they didn't make it, and they didn't make it because they thought they were so valuable and so important. And the way somebody's mind works, if you're a promoter, right? If you're a promoter and you're a producer and you're putting something out, you are going to have what's known as competition. Who is your competition? Who are you competing with? Other promoters. That's your answer. So when you have a talent that believes, but I'm better, I'm the best, when you have that, nobody factors you or your skills in. Yes, the promoter would like to have the best. That's true. That's true. But more than anything, he doesn't want his competition to have it. So if you're sidelined and you're not making movies for anybody, it doesn't really matter if you're not making them for me. If you're not making them for all I've got to be is better than my competition. Then you get promoters. You get promoters that want to put on the biggest shows. So you get these fighters that are sitting out. They're sitting on the sidelines. No promoter gives a damn. If you're off the shelf, you're off the shelf. You're not helping my promoter. Maybe you're not helping me, but you're not helping my competition. You're off the shelf. You're not a concern. You're not a fear. You're both heavyweights, right? So I'm going to go put on a heavyweight night. Bad news. Another promoter's going to put it on same time. So now I got heavyweights and they got heavyweights and their heavyweights are a lot better. It's you guys. You guys are awesome. Their heavyweights are better. I got big trouble. But if you're off the table, I can go heavyweight night against heavyweight night. All I got to do is beat this guy. I don't have to have the best. And no promoter is thinking that way. You just have fighters that think the promoter is thinking that way. It's a very interesting spot. There's a fight that's 1,000,000 years away. Okay, whatever. That thinks it's going to have 4 press conferences. It might. But it needs some work. It's something. There's a positive here. But they don't have what they think that they have. They got a lot of work to do. And they need to start now.